Guys, when you live a true prosperous life, there's not much that's going to go unnoticed with yourself. You're going to notice just about everything. When you are a believer in God, when you are a believer in Christ, when you are a follower of Christ, you will notice just about everything. And, there's subtle things to look out for when you are walking the right path. There's things you will notice. When you speak the truth, you will be attacked. When you wear the armor of God and you live congruent to this way, things will happen. Things will be exposed. Things are going to get really ugly before they get better. Things do get better. But things for yourself will be really ugly for a long, long time. You will see how godless the world is. You will see how godless most people around you truly are, and ain't got a grip on reality, ain't got a grip on life. They are hanging on by a string, surviving every day. These people don't thrive, they survive. And there's a huge difference. You have to walk in this world with confidence. You have to walk in this world meaning business. You have to be about that life. You have no choice. Any life besides that is a life not worth living. And just know, one of the easiest things to notice, bro, about a lot, is when you speak the truth, you will be attacked. That's the easiest way to know. You won't be able to speak to nobody. You can't tell nothing to nobody without being attacked. And it's the hardcore raw truth. Because most people don't want to hear it. Most people don't want to live in the truth. They would rather be fed lies. They would rather believe lies. They don't want to deal with reality. That's most of the world. So when you speak in real reality of the world, it's going to sting people so damn bad, bruh. They're not going to be able to take it. So if you're that person, you're going to be attacked hard. And I was the type of guy myself to keep my mouth shut for a long time in life. Even when I knew things, I didn't really say them out loud. But I hit my point where I no longer cared. And I started to speak my mind. I started to speak the truth. I started to speak what really is. I felt so much stuff just bottled up inside. So many things that I did not say or release. And I started releasing it all day by day by day by day by day by day by day. All truth. And some people will love it, but some people's gonna hate it. And that's the world we're in. Most people hate it. So carrying the presence of God, this is what you will notice, is if you speak the truth, you will be attacked very hard. People do not like that. You will see also when you are carrying the presence of God, you will see how slow the world truly is and how slow people are and just what people do. It's very, I don't even know what word to put on this, to be honest. It's matrix type stuff. It's just like your mind is much higher than what these people are even doing in life. What they're doing is bare minimum. What they're doing is baseline stuff, and that's all. So you're going to notice, carrying the presence of God, how many people are wasting their life and their potential and just being 1/10 of the human being they could become. 1/10, if that. There's so many people messing up, bro. Like, that's That's all I used to notice. I don't put too much thought into it anymore, but like, whenever I started my self-improvement journey and got so serious about my life, because we only do have one life, you have to make it count. I started to notice how many people was just losing, just not doing it, just letting their lives go. Like, I kind of did that for a couple years of my life whenever I was younger. I can't imagine continuing that kind of life, just letting it go and not like doing anything. Like, you have to step into your power and really do something big with your life. It's the most important thing you'll ever do. If you think people's going to make you so happy, if you think relationships is going to make you so happy, if you think money itself is going to make you so happy, if you think anything that's just so one-dimensional is going to make you so happy, you're out of your mind. It goes much deeper than this. All these things I just mentioned is just pieces of life. You're not going to find one thing that's just going to complete you. Nothing. But living a God-driven life is always going to get you the victory. 10 out of 10 times it will, no matter what. As long as you're walking that path, as long as you're doing the right things. And you know what? A lot of people in this world today sadly will not agree with what I just said, because they could try it for a couple days. They could try to start living proper lives, quote unquote. Oh my God, this is nothing. What is this? They haven't done it long enough. You have to live a strict, disciplined life for long enough to see the results and to see this is the only way of life. It's the only way. There is no other way. Any other way is just failure. It really is. And some people will be like, oh, don't tell me what to do and all this stuff. Okay. Okay. But you're going to find out yourself, and these people are going to have so many problems, it's not even funny. Life is about figuring things out. Life is about making the right moves. We all have decisions in life. And the more right decisions you make, the more right decisions will happen, if that makes sense. So if you're starting to make positive decisions today, it starts to have this effect. You start to move completely the right ways in life. But if you can't even make baseline right decisions, so let's say for some young teenager in high school, they have the opportunity today to get up, to go to school, to then go to the gym, to eat healthy, to stay in shape, to do certain things that's going to benefit them, but yet they decide to not even pay attention in school, to do mindless shit, do drugs, drink, waste their time on girls, do all this stuff that makes no sense. This is where the decision making comes in. And guess what? I was that guy in high school that did that stuff. But as soon as I got out, I changed. That wasn't even who I was. And even when I was doing those things, I knew that's not who I was. Even though I was doing those things, it's not like this is my life. I knew I was still going to do big things with my life. So, no matter what age you're at, it's very important to make the right decisions. And if you can make those small right decisions all the time, that's how you know you are carrying God's presence. You're listening to your higher power. You are listening to the right voices in your head. Because if you don't do that, you're living a very empty, mindless existence that's going to lead you to nowhere but trouble. All the bad decisions I made in the past came back to bite me, and I outworked everything. I worked so hard. I kicked addictions. I kicked bad people. I kicked certain habits. I kicked everything, bro, so fast. And it was so painful. Demons have been released. Anger's been released. All those things has been released. And it's what you have to do. But so many people, especially young people today, are in trouble. And they're not living that life. And it's a very dangerous thing, because these types of people, they might not have the strength that I had to overcome those things. Not everybody is going to be as strong as I was internally. I've always had a lot of internal strength. On the inside, a fighter at heart. So no matter what, I'm the type of guy that can put my mind to certain things and get the job done, no matter what. And I fully understand that not everybody is like that. That's why it's very important to not dig yourself certain holes that you can't come out. It's very important to make the right decisions. Very, very, very important. You're also going to have a lot of enemies if you carry the presence of God. People's not going to like you for no reason. If you got your stuff together and the people around you don't, people's going to be giving you that look, bro. And we've talked about this obviously on the channel many times, but it's just what happens. You don't want it to happen, but it happens. And this is when you're going to start to kick a lot of people to the curb, and it's what you have to do. You're going to cut a lot of people off, not talk to a lot of people, and that's a part of life, bro. A part of life is losing a lot of people, and I'm going to go further in depth in a whole other video about that, and it's going to be great. I can't wait. I could even do it right now, but we're going to save that one because it's going to be a video, bro. It's going to be a heck of a video. But, you know, when it comes to people, bro, they're going to let you down. They're going to let you down, bro. People's going to turn on you. People's going to steal from you. People's going to be envious of you. People's going to use you. People will do anything. So you have to be very careful and be selective with who's around you. If people spread bad energy your way, it can seep into your body, into your soul. That's not what you want to happen. You want to stay clean. You want to stay pure. And as long as you stay true to yourself and make decisions for yourself, you know how to say no when you want to say no. You can say yes when you say yes. You're just living the life that you should be living. You'll be just fine. But if there are certain things you don't want to do, bro, don't do it. Like, people ask me things all the time. People hit me up all the time. People ask me to do certain things all the time. And if I don't want to do them, bro, I don't do them. Like, that's just how it is. I'm not letting people get over on me, and neither should you. And it's very powerful to be able to say no when it's the right thing to do. Because people's going to lead you astray, bro. People's going to lead you all over the place. It's terrible. When I look back at my past, that's the definition of the guy I used to be. I was led everywhere, bro. I wasn't even myself. I wasn't even making decisions for myself. I was nothing more than a follower in the past. And it's crazy to look back, because at heart, I'm such a leader. Like, I'm such a leader. There's nothing in me that's like a follower. Like, I have to lead. And to see who I was in the past, it's ridiculous. And it's just because of the position I was in school, obviously, and around people. You want to hang out with your friends, you want to do this, you want to do that, you start to do what they do, and it's all of a sudden you're following. And it's not the position you want to be in any aspect of life. If I could go back in time, I wouldn't change everything, but there's certain things I would change. And I think when everyone speaks about their past, they would say the exact same thing. There's little things we would all change. There's a lot of things I would keep the same, because I've also learned many lessons in the past, but There are things I would change. 100%. Small adjustments. Just certain things. Something else. If you are carrying the presence of God, you will not let people disrespect you. Like, it's no disrespect. It's like a no disrespect policy. If people disrespect you, you don't have to accept it. Anybody can disrespect anybody. I could go up to someone and disrespect them. Someone could come up to me and disrespect me. But the thing here is, you can tolerate disrespect or you can not tolerate it. So people can still disrespect you, but you don't have to tolerate it. You don't have to stay around it. That's something that will not happen. It's just unacceptable. Some people are living a life where they will just allow others to disrespect them. They will stay at this job being disrespected all the time, and they will continuously allow it to happen. And it's something you can't let happen. You have to have more strength than that. You have to have more brains than to just stick around in an environment that's not right. You have to have a solid environment everywhere you go. You have to be in control. You can't have people that's just brainwashing you, that's making you feel bad feelings. You can't have that type of stuff around you, bro. It's a huge no. And when you carry the presence of God, none of this stuff will happen. It's unacceptable. The littlest stuff and you're out. You're not tolerating it. It's not even that you can't take it, you're just not tolerating it. It's like, look at these clowns. You don't tolerate that stuff, you're out. So, these are things you will notice, and you have to be mindful. When you move a certain way, in the day and age we live in today, a lot of people's not going to like it. A lot of people is not going to like it. We are living in a day and age where people, all they want to do is use you for their benefit, short term, and then they're gone. This is what the world is. How many people really have their stuff together? Not that many. Why do you guys think I always preach on having more successful friends with successful mindsets? Because people that don't have discipline are going to lead you astray. People that don't have discipline, that can't really do anything right, are going to shit on your life. And this is really what it's going to be. I've learned this the hard way. It put me through a lot of tough times. And now, carrying the presence of God, this stuff never happens. Never. It can't possibly happen. Why? Because I don't accept it. Unacceptable. People will say things and shame you, bro. Oh, you act like a doctor. You're so perfect. Oh, you're like this, you're like that. Professional. We're not messing about. We're not getting into sticky situations. We're not letting people get over on us, and this is what these people will do. Don't listen to these people, bro. Don't hang out with these people. Don't talk to these people. They're just not about that life. They're just not who they should be. And maybe if they start to become who they should be, then maybe you can have some conversations with them. Maybe then, you know, they could have a small place in your life. Who knows? But don't allow crazy stuff to happen, man, basically. Don't allow people to get over on you, basically. It's a huge no. And if you're carrying the presence of God anyways, it's not even going to be a question. You're obviously not going to let stuff like that happen. It's just not going to happen. Your mind is better than that. You're aligned so much better than that. You know the truth so much better than that. When people come around you, bro, the littlest stuff people do, you know when it's off. And that's what it is. There's so many of those people. There's so many. And you don't tolerate none of it. You work too hard to tolerate any of that kind of stuff. What comes around you has to be, it has to lead to success. So let's say if it's the right girl that comes in your life, it has to lead to success. It's not going to be some little thotty on the street. If it's the right friends, it has to be the right friends. Like, it has to be the right friends. If it's the right family members, it has to be the right family members. Things like that. So, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. We'll close this one out now, and the next topic is going to be a banger. I'll be back.